Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's finally, after, I don't know, months, months and months and months. It's actually a somewhat decently sunny day here in the Pacific Northwest. That's part of the reason why you haven't seen us in a little bit. It's just been too nasty outside, too rainy, too cold. Had other things going on, school stuff with the kids got sick, you know, just doing all kinds of stuff. So we haven't had time to shoot a video in a little while. So we're back. The last video you saw us here revealing the 1968 Camaro. And we told you that you would find us here today inside pulling the interior out to look for a build sheet. So, we have pulled the front bucket seats and the rear seat out already. And I'm going to step out of here. I'll show you. We weren't really counting on finding the build sheet, but we had to look, right? There's nothing in the seat back for the back seat. Nothing in the seat bottom. I mean, this thing is like really dirty and gross. There's nothing there. Looked all underneath. I mean, look at that. So nothing there. We have over here, we got the buckets, front bucket seats pulled out. I don't remember in the last video whether these had the seat covers on them or not. Did we pull them off? I can't remember. But this is them without the seat covers on. A little bit broken down, you know, as to be expected. I heard some comments and other places online, people said take the seat backs off. We took the backs off these already. No build sheet there. The glove box is already missing. There's nothing up behind where that was. Nothing in the dash. I'm beginning to think there probably is no build sheet for this car. We also just lowered the tank. I know this is pretty ghetto, but nothing on top of the fuel tank. Now, this is not a Norwood car. This is a Los Angeles built car. So some people said, oh, Los Angeles car, it's probably on top of the fuel tank. There's nothing there. Nothing at all. About the only thing was this, looks like old piece of masking tape or something. That's about it. So, I had to double check there real quick. That is not a build sheet. So anyway, what do we have in the trunk? We actually had to take the trunk lock out to get in here. None of the keys would work. So here we are. Actually pretty solid back in here. The trunk lid itself, pretty bad. I don't think the trunk lid's going to be savable. There's so much crust in there. I mean, yeah, probably not savable. But the trunk floors are really solid. You want to show over here. Look at that. And we found these back here for the other fender, since this has a factory GM replacement fender on it, that at least somebody saved these from the original fender. Just a little bit of surface. See? Actually all pretty solid in here. What do we got here? We've got
an ant farm.
An ant farm. Actually, check that out. This was a brand new brake rotor. Look in the box. I would say this is probably not usable at this point. So let's get that out of the way. We haven't actually pulled everything out of here. We're doing this for the first time right now. I don't know all of what's in here. Okay. Add that to the pile. Brand new U-joint in the box. Brand new. It was. GMB Japan. So I guess that's going in the garbage. Looks like we got headlight bucket. I don't know. I mean, this is actually pretty solid stuff. I'm not sure how much this stuff costs new, because I know they make this stuff reproduction now. Maybe this isn't worth saving. Or maybe we wire brush it and just shoot it with a little paint. I'm not sure. What do we have here? Original equipment reproduction GM restoration parts. These look like subframe and frame bushing kit. OER code 99. So from 1999, or is this from 02? I don't know. Somewhere in there. Still pretty crusty looking now. What do we have here? Hood latch. Kind of bent up. Probably from a little bit of fender bender this car's been in. The reason why the front end's taken apart. There's that other subframe bushing. One that was missing right there. Old brake fluid. Lithium grease. Old school tack. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. It's called Acro Tack Mini. 0 to 8,000 RPMs. I can't really tell whether it's been installed in anything or not, but interesting. What else do we have here? Headlights, sealed beams. These are 2D1 Westinghouse. Is this aftermarket? I don't know. I know some of the, remember a long time ago, some of the old cars, you'd see the T3 headlights, but I think the T3s were smaller than these, aren't they? I don't really remember. I remember from like GTOs and stuff like that. Blinker, I think. Here's the other one. So we got some jack stands. Not the Harbor Freight kind. Looks like chrome don't get you home, folks. A radiator cover, another headlight bucket. We got here. This is a radio antenna. Don't know. It's probably not original. I don't know. And part of the original grill with the blinker. The fender opening moldings. There's a fender extension. The original green. Looks like original green repaint. Then that metallic blue, then the red.
Does it have the white stripe on that one?
I don't know if... Let's take it up here and look. So that bolts here. No, because the white stripe
When it goes on the hood?
comes across... No, it's not on the hood. It's on the header panel. And it's supposed to come down, and then I believe it kind of turns. Do they call that the hockey stick? Then it goes down this fender and into the door. So I don't see any signs of white on here. But yeah, that's fender extension for that side. It's pretty cool. All stuff we can use for bolting it back together. We've got, that's the marker for one of the fenders. This looks like more supports for the front. There's the other jack stand. Salem, Southcom Auto. Maybe that's where this car came from. There's one of the headlight trim rings. Just some random garbage. What do we have here? What is this? Old rope. Is this like looks like a coil bracket to me. This car doesn't have a coil like that anymore. It's somebody put an HEI distributor in it. Just looks like rags, ropes, another tire iron, a socket. Ugh. This stuff is quite... there's a coil right there for an HEI distributor. Not any good any longer. I'm really glad, you know, we got this when we did, because clearly there was some moisture back here, but I think it's okay. Subframe bolt mounting bushings kit. Mount position. This is old. And quite messed up anyway. Little diagram of where those bushings get installed. Looks like the kit was for Camaro, Firebird, Nova, and Chevy 2. Interesting. Don't know what that is. Looks like some kind of frame bracing. This is what we had to take off to get the trunk lid open. Had to go in through the back seat, mind you, because, like I said, none of the keys work for that lock, so.
You want to tell them why it's hanging like that?
Why, the fuel tank?
Yeah. With the fancy custom setup.
Yeah, we got this sweet fuel tank hanger here. The reason that's there is because one of the hangers, the little J-bolt things, was rusted and it broke off. The other side's fine, so I just need to get some new hardware for the hangers. The hangers in the tank are actually really good. We looked down in the tank. It's not rusty, believe it or not, down in there. I don't know how that happened. The tank itself isn't rusty. Just one of the hanger bolts. That's it. So before we get to go do mad burnouts or anything, I'm going to have to get something to more permanently mount that, what you call them, tank hanger. Okay, a little bit more flaky here in the trunk, but I don't know. I don't see any holes. Ugh, this is awful. What do you think, guys? Still usable? It's almost through. Look at all the little ants. Holy cow, look down here. There's a whole colony of them. Is it a colony? A nest?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, lots of dust. So, I don't know. It's still solid. I don't see the ground through there. That's a good sign. Anyway, now we know what's in the trunk and what's not in the trunk. But like I said, at least the lip is all solid. Like I said, trunk lid. Sure you can hear all that rust falling, flaking down. So, last place to look, maybe while we're on camera for the build sheet, would be the carpet. I didn't pull these seat belts all the way out yet, but I have a feeling this is not the original carpet. This car we know had gold interior. There's remnants of the gold all over the trim, and they've painted it. So this carpet was replaced at some point. So the chances of finding a build sheet under the carpet are slim to none. But look at the floors, though. I mean, they're in great shape. Look at that. Pretty solid. That's where the seat mounts, right there. Passenger seat. Obviously, the spot where that would be the worst would be the footwell. And what do we have under there? This is a little bit of flake there, no holes. This is like a sound deadener.
There's a hole.
Yeah, it's fortunately supposed to be there. This all looks fine. I'm really, really pleasantly surprised that everything is as solid as it is after sitting outside. So the other thing, was maybe in the center console, I don't see anything. Camaro horn button, some of the door handles, wheel lock. I think at this point we're gonna give up. We know the interior's probably been out of this car before, because we know the carpet is not factory and it's been changed. There's no evidence of a build sheet in this car. And you know what? It doesn't matter to me. It's still a cool 68 Camaro, and it's not numbers matching anyway. So the point of trying to prove that whether or not it's a real SS, yeah, it's got a lot of clues, but I don't think it really matters at this point. It's not numbers matching. So I did want to show you one more thing, though. I do have the hood, and I hesitate to call it the original hood for this car. It's the hood the car came with to us. We didn't show this on camera before. This, and it's not savable either. It's just way too rusty. But this is the hood, and again, we see green paint, the Rally green, with the blue, and then the red. So this thing has been on there at least since the time that the car was Rally green. And it's an SS hood. So there's that. Is this an original hood? I mean, look how much rust this thing has. It's not savable. But how do I tell whether this is original GM sheet metal or not? Does anybody know? Can you let me know in the comments? I was hearing some people talk about, I think it's in one of these corners, there'll be a date stamp or some kind of production number stamped in there for an original hood. I don't know. I haven't looked at that hard yet, but haven't really seen anything on this hood either. So just wanted to show you the SS hood too. So now that we've established or not established that this is an SS, or maybe not an SS Camaro, it's still a 68 Camaro. That's pretty cool. And it does have an engine in it, and I was told that it runs. So I think we need to try to see if this thing's gonna actually start. Like I said before, when I tried to load it up on the trailer in Oregon, it wouldn't start. So let's do some checking. Let's see if it's got spark. I know that it doesn't have fuel right now, but we can put some fuel in the carburetor. I'll show you why it doesn't have fuel. Check this out. I was poking around here. So we got the fuel line with one of these lovely, definitely cause a fire glass fuel bowls that likes to break and catch your car on fire. So it comes down here, and then it goes down the frame rail. Somebody took off the mechanical fuel pump is gone, and they just put a block-off plate there. So this goes back. Somebody's got a 12-volt wired up electric fuel pump on this thing, and I don't know, I couldn't hear it running. We might have to replace that. But anyway, we can start by, I got a battery in here from our old Dodge parts truck. So I know that's good. Let's see if we have, it had nothing. It didn't even try to fire in Oregon. So let's try plug number 1. I have this for testing purposes. With I think this is a lawnmower spark plug. I don't know, it says made in USA, but whatever it is, it's good enough to try to tell whether we have spark or not. Let's see, do you want to crank, Sal, or do you want to hold said spark plug and watch for spark on camera while I crank?
I'll crank it.
Okay. All right, so we got, just in case, this actually came in the car. It was in a bag with these Excel spark plug wires and a cap, but I threw the cap away and saved the coil out of it because for some reason one of the electrodes in the cap were really loose and one of them was missing. We couldn't find it in the car, so I just threw it in the garbage. So anyway, why don't you go ahead and crank it over. Let's see if we got any spark. Nope. Nothing. No spark at all. And I got that plugged into number 1.
Why don't we check for voltage on the cap?
Yeah, let's give that a try. I got the old meter out here. Just going to set this aside. The old testy Radio Shack meter here. Got from my grandpa many years ago. Still works good. So let's come over here, and now we got, okay, got this guy. This is our power. Like I said, somebody wired in the HEI distributor, which isn't original. It should have points in this car, I think. But let's at least see if we got 12 volts to the coil with the key on. Let me not hold on to that. And I'll just go to this grounding post right here.
You ready?
Go ahead, turn the key on. 11.5 volts. Oop, come on, meter. Yeah, okay. We're good, that's hot. We got power there. Key off?
Yeah, key's off.
Okay. So we know we got power. Let's pull the cap and rotor off really quick and see.
With a screwdriver?
Yes. A flat. Already pulled this off earlier too. Just the cap to look at the coil. It's not rusty under there. I've had back in the day. I'll have to try to see if I can find a picture for you guys. I used to have a Hurst Olds in high school anniversary. It was a 1983, so it was a G-body. Pretty neat car though. And it had an HEI like this, and one day it left me on the side of the road downtown in Seattle. And lo and behold, that's what it was. I mean, it was just caked in rust. Moisture got in the coil and it just ruined it. So that's why I pulled that cap off, and actually looked pretty good under there. Hopefully we don't have to swap a coil out, but we'll find out here in a minute. Should be off. There we go.
You want to take these off?
That one was loose.
Look at that.
I know. I don't like how the HEI cap is too big. It's actually almost touching the firewall there. I don't like that. Don't like it. Any corrosion under there?
Yeah, it's pretty dirty.
Okay. Got that. We got this. Scrape the rotor a little bit.
Let me get this top section.
I don't remember how many years this car's been sitting, but, well, I mean, generally it's been sitting since 1999, but I know it's moved a few times since then. So I don't remember when the last time the engine actually ran was, so.
You know what? I don't think it's making contact on here.
Okay.
I think
The little spring.
yeah, that little spring.
Let me get the camera on in here a little bit, though.
We cleaned it a little bit already, but it was pretty dark.
Actually, sandpaper cleaned it up pretty good. It's copper rotor.
I'll just maybe get a few more of these.
And here's, like I was saying, look at how this thing touches the firewall right here. Right there, especially. Got it cleaned up pretty good?
I mean, as good as it's gonna get without actually taking it all the way apart.
I think you gotta rotate it a little bit more, like... Oh, right there. Right there.
Right where I had it.
Hey,
Who's the professional here?
make sure that thing actually snaps on this time. I don't like that. Look how close that is.
I don't think that's gonna snap in.
Don't like that at all.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, now where's that screwdriver?
We get out the little ketchup sprayer with brown gas from 1990 from an old lawnmower.
You didn't put the new stuff? The 92?
Oh my word. What was that we saw?
I think it was on Instagram. That was funny.
Let's fill the front bowl.
Oh my word, what in the world?
Oh yeah, it's full. Bowl is full. I'm not gonna put any down the
I don't know what's
down the yap until we're ready. You want me to look? You want to take a camera?
I don't know what's going on with that one.
Okay. Just get a little rough with it.
Yeah, it is. You want a hammer?
Weird. What is your problem? Yo couch. Few people might know what that reference is. Why is this not working? Let me get a tappy Happy Gilmore. I got the old trusty snap-on brass hammer here. Happy Gilmore.
There we go.
There. I don't know what the heck that was doing that for.
Your arm got really tan all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, my word.
It's okay, I'm
Okay.
Mexican, I can say it.
This is sketchy. Look at that.
Let's plug this back in.
And have that ground wire like rest right on that power wire. Why don't we?
Alright, sounds good.
We don't without
That
that
is
cover.
sure, right?
So we know we got 12 volts.
Let's unplug that.
Let's just go for it. We know we got power. Look, that one's actually a little bit loose too. This is old stuff. Let's just go for it. We don't need to check for spark. We know we got power now. We cleaned up all the connections. Don't you think? Yeah. Just try it, see what happens.
We got gas.
Yeah.
I know what's wrong with it.
Ain't got no gas in it. So, anyway, let me throw a little fuel down the yap. I already filled the bowl. We got a rag in case we need to put a fire out.
No, not yet.
Here. We got the old snufferoonie rag just in case. This thing's leaking antifreeze already from here, from this hose. I don't know. I think let's just go for it.
All right.
Okay, we got, I guess I see fuel. We got the accelerator pump works.
Safety first, the towel.
The towel, yeah, you got the towel.
It's in neutral.
Neutral.
I mean, park.
It's in park. So I don't end up like driving through my own house or the neighbor's house or something. Yes, that is park. All right, so we're in park. We got generator light, but we know we've already tried cranking this before. So, you ready with the fire towel?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah! Whoa! It just fired right up. Oh my word, the dog's foaming at the mouth. Hey, it actually sounds pretty good. The dog's going crazy. Oh man, I think we ran it out of fuel already.
That's awesome.
Let's
This thing fell. The camera fell.
It sounds pretty ratty. So I guess we're, boy, it didn't take very long to run all that fuel out of the bowl.
That was loud. Oh no.
That's the first thing you do, I think, right? Is you just give it all the throttle, like right off. It just fired right up. So obviously cleaning up the connections worked. Plus we knew, my uncle told me that it ran. He was surprised it wouldn't run to go on the trailer. So it runs. That's the first time I've ever actually heard this car run. Even seeing it as a kid, I remember this car. I don't ever remember hearing it run. It's pretty loud. It's got cherry bomb mufflers on it, so obviously it's going to be loud. Sounded like it actually ran pretty good too. It didn't the first thing you do when you cold start an engine is just to rev it up like that. I mean, did it smoke at all?
I didn't see it. I was like, oh, the camera fell.
So yeah, it didn't run long enough to get hot yet, so still cold. Let me check these. This wire's got a hole in it, because it sounded to me like when I revved it up, it was dropping a cylinder. Or maybe that was because it was trying to open these secondaries. I don't know, but...
Let's hear it again.
Oh, something clicked. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
I was just trying to see if there was something loose, if we get in that misfire, but... Okay, I think we should try it again.
I want to hear it again.
I filled the bowl up already again. Yeah, that's full. Okay, I'll run the throttle from here. Okay, so we got a little tiny bit of the lawnmower gas left. Squirters are working.
Ready?
Okay, hit it. Yeah, and that's it. It's out of gas.
Nice job, dude.
Sweet.
Nice job.
All right, guys. It runs. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff we got to do before we could take this on the street. It's got good brake pedal, but we need to clean this up. I got to strap a battery down better. I need to put the hood back on. Obviously, put the coil cover back on. And we need to go get a new fuel tank strap and put the tank back up in there and bolt the seats back down and do some of that stuff. But we will do that real soon on the next video. Cheers. And that's what you do with the car when you start it for the first time in several years.